Hello and welcome to this Eastwood International School online tutorial on Google Classroom. Today we will be looking at all the features that are available on Google Classroom and going over how to use them. This tutorial was created using a laptop. If you are using an iPad or another device, there may be a few differences in the layout, but everything will function in approximately the same way. To get started, go to classroom.google.com on your web browser. You can also get to Google Classroom by selecting the grid icon in your EIS email and selecting Classroom. Once you get to the Google Classroom landing page, you will be able to view all the classes you are a part of or create a new class. To create a new class, click on the plus icon in the top right of the screen and select Create Class. The name is the only required section, and I would recommend being as specific as you can to make the classes you create individualized and easier to find. You do not have to add a section, subject, or room, but please feel free to do so. For this example, I will be creating a grade 4 homeroom class for section B. Once you've filled out the required forms, just hit create and it will automatically create the class for you. Once the course opens, you can find the main menu on the top. We're going to be discussing each of these sections in depth, but very quickly, Stream is where you can post and see all posts that have been submitted by you, your students, or any co-teachers that you have added to the class. Classwork is where you need to submit all work that you would like your students to complete. People is where you can invite, delete, and view all students and co-teachers involved in the class. Grades is where you can view the grades, but because we use EMS, you do not necessarily have to use this section. Firstly, because this is a new class, let's discuss how to add students to it. To get started, simply click on People from the top menu. There are two ways to add students to the class. The first way is by giving them the class code and asking them to add themselves to the course, which is not the best idea because it requires the students to do it themselves. The better solution is for you to add the students to the course directly. As you can see here, I already have a student who is enrolled in the course. The reason why there is already one student is because I want to show you the difference between an invited student and an enrolled student. To invite a student to the course, simply press on the icon to the right of students. Once the pop-up box appears, simply start writing in the name of the student. All email addresses at Eastwood Schools follow the first name dot last name at eastwoodstudent.com format. As you can see here, I have added test student 2 to my course. You can add more than one student at a time, and once you are done, simply select invite. As you can see, test student is enrolled in the course, which is why his name appears in black. Test student 2 is still not enrolled completely, which is why his name appears in gray. Once the student accepts the invitation, it will appear like test student. If you would like to delete a student from a course, simply click on the box next to his name and go over actions. Email will give you the ability to directly email the student that you selected. Remove will completely remove him or her from the course, and mute will prevent the student from publishing items on stream. Adding teachers and co-teachers work in the same way. Let's discuss Stream next. To navigate to Stream, please select it from the top menu. As I mentioned before, Stream is used to hold discussions with your class or to simply get in touch with them. Stream is not used to upload work to be completed. To share an idea with your class, start typing in the text box. As soon as you click on it, it will expand and allow you to write something. If you'd like to share the same announcement with multiple classes, you can click on the name of the class and select more than one. Using the Add button gives you the ability to upload a document from Google Drive or from your laptop. You can also add a link to a website or a YouTube video. For my example, I will be using a file that I have on my laptop. Once it is uploaded, select Post. The drop-down button next to Post allows you to save it as a draft for future use, post it directly, or schedule it to be posted at a specific date and time. The scheduling is useful for planning ahead. This can be used both for Stream and for Classwork. Students will be able to view the post and reply to it. Students will be able to answer each other too. Comments are added by filling in the comment section at the bottom. Let's now talk about the Classwork section. Please navigate to it via the top menu. To get started, click on the Create button. You'll be able to see and select the different types of assignments that you are able to publish. They include assignments, quizzes, questions to initiate discussions, or just a post to provide students with different resources. Topics are quite useful as you can create different sections within Classwork and then post assignments to them to help organize everything by discipline in PYP or strands in MYP and DP. For my example, I will be creating a topic based on the Earth's water cycle. Seeing as the topic is now created, let us add an assignment within that topic. To do that, click on the Create button and select Assignment. Please note that you have to add a title to the assignment. On the right-hand side, you can change points to ungraded if you like, seeing as EMS is where all the grades at EIS are stored. And you can also add a due date for the assignment. To do that, simply click on it and select the date when you would like the students to complete the assignment by. If you would like to, you can also add a time requirement, but that is not mandatory. Topic is where you are able to select the different topics that you created. I will be selecting the one that I just created called Water Cycle. The Add or Create buttons give you the ability to attach informative documents that you would like the students to read or view, but you can also create a Google Doc worksheet for the students to answer on directly. For simplicity, I have already created the document prior to recording this video on Google Docs. If you do not have the document created, you can create one on the spot by selecting Create and then selecting Docs. Seeing as my document has already been created, I will simply select Add, Google Drive, and then locate the document. Once it is inserted, Google Classroom gives you 3 different options on how students can use the file. Students can view file, only allow students to view the document you created. Students can edit file, allows all the students to edit the same document. This will cause a lot of confusion and not a good idea if you have numerous students in the same class. Make a copy for each student will create individual versions of the document for students to answer on. This is the simplest and best way to send worksheets to your students. You have the ability to add more than one document to each assignment if you want. When you are done, simply select Assign. As I previously mentioned, you can also schedule the assignments to be uploaded on a specific date and time. Assigning Google Docs slides and sheets work the same way. Not all assignments will require you to upload a ready-made worksheet for the students to complete. In some instances, it will be up to the student to sketch something out or create their own document. Students have the ability to upload any type of document and attach it just as you do, so feel free to diversify the assignments you give them. Now, let's discuss the other types of classwork posts. Quiz assignments allows you to create a quiz using Google Forms and assign it to the students. Questions allow you to facilitate an online discussion with your students. Just like in Stream, they will be able to answer both the question you asked and each other. Material is used to share documents or resources with your students, and reuse post is pretty self-explanatory. All the classwork that you post will automatically be added to the Stream section of the website. Once assignments have been added, the students will receive an email informing them of the due date and the type of assignment that has been uploaded. They will also be able to see all upcoming work in the Stream section of the classroom. Now, Let's discuss where to find the work that your students upload. Navigate back to Classwork and then select the assignment in question. For this example, I am going to be checking the worksheet that I created and uploaded via Google Drive. To see who answered it, click on the assignment and then click on Turned In. Here you can see that out of the 2 students that I have in the course, one has turned it in and one has not. Instead of seeing test student 2 and test student here, you will have the names of your students. Then, to check the student's work, simply click on the document in question and it will open in another link. As you can see, the answers are filled out. However, there is another way to check student work. To do that, click on the folder icon that you see here. Once clicked, Google Drive will open in a new folder and you can find all the assignments that have been uploaded here. They will be organized by student name, and then if you click to go one folder back, everything in the class that we just created will be placed here. Google Classroom will automatically create folders for each assignment you created, and within those folders you will have the answers that all the students have uploaded. Google Classroom is used in conjunction with Google Meet if we are under quarantine. Although there is an option to generate a Meet link from Google Classroom, you do not need to do so. There is another video tutorial on Google Meet and how to generate one code that you can use across all classes that you teach. Meet codes need to be generated separately from Google Classroom for scheduling reasons. That is all the basics regarding Google Classroom. I would recommend testing everything out prior to creating your first class with students. If you have any questions, please get in touch with the IT department and we will be more than happy to help you.